There are a number of ways you can mount a phone onto your motorcycle nowadays, and Quad Lock is by far one of the most popular. I've been running them for a couple of years now and put them through the absolute ringer, so let's see whether you should fork out your hard-earned cash and buy them. G'day everyone, my name is Curtis and welcome to an On the Back Wheel review. If you haven't, make sure you click that subscribe button. When you do, you're supporting an independent motorcycle reviewer. All right, let's see if the Quad Locks are worth buying. So what is Quad Lock? Quad Lock is a brand that specialises in mounting phones onto your vehicle. That includes cars, motorcycles and bicycles. Today I'm going to be concentrating on my motorcycle. I've been using the mirror mount and handlebar mount and also several cases over the years, so I'm going to be reviewing that aspect of things. The name gives it away. Quad Lock is a mounting system. What you need is a case and then a mount, and the two clip together with a twist, and that's how they lock together. Cost wise, you're looking at about $90 or more for a case and mount. It does get cheaper or more expensive depending on the case and mount you get and the kind of phone you have. I have a Google Pixel 7 Pro and that uses the modern mag lock system. Basically that has a magnetic backing here on the case, and you can also get a magnetic head and they kind of click together. I don't have that on the head. That's a new system. But you can buy them all separately, which is cheaper, and you can get them on sales, which I have done before, and you can get some really good savings. When you get the vibration dampener, which I will talk about in this review, and then like a separate magnetic head as well, I think they're about $25, $30 each, so it can get quite expensive once you do that. But if you just want to run the case and mount, I think it is pretty reasonable. So what have I been running? Well, I've been running the case. I've had a case for the iPhone, the last two Googles, this Google. I have a handlebar mount and also a mirror mount. The mirror mount, the name gives it away, it is designed for your mirror stem, but also works perfectly on GPS mounts, which is what I've been using it for. So I run Gaia and use my phone as my GPS at the moment on my adventure bikes. So I've been putting it here in landscape mode and it fits absolutely perfectly. So the mirror mount actually comes with 3 different size rubber grommets that you fit onto your, let me just get it out, onto your stem. We've got a 14mm and then also a 10mm, and I'm running the 12mm on it. So depending on the size of your mirror or GPS mount, you can pretty much get it to fit perfectly. You just tighten it a little bit more or loosen off, or just change which size grommet you want to run. The handlebar mount, well, the name gives it away, you mount it to your handlebar. It's really simple how you install this. All you need is an Allen key. You just undo it and then you clip it on and tighten it up and boom, it's installed. Now this does come with a short arm usually as well, so you can change the angle or where you want it to sit and how you want it to sit. But unfortunately I broke that. We'll talk about that later, and the build quality and everything like that, but they're incredibly simple to install. Now I'm also running the vibration dampener on both of these. So Quad Lock and phone companies recommend you run these nowadays. Basically, get my phone and hook it on here. This could be tricky. Basically you click it onto here, like so. So this is mounted on here, and the rubber mount kind of takes the forces and flexes as the bike vibrates and you hit bumps and stuff like that. They recommend you do that now because basically phones have become so fancy. Well, the cameras in the phones, they have gyroscopic stuff like that in it and all other things, and if you don't, it can chew out your phone. So the mirror mount is incredibly easy to install and simple. Basically you get the small mount and you just tighten that with one Allen key to your stem or GPS bar. On top of that you screw in a vibration dampener if you want to use that, and then on top of that again you put the head, the actual Quad Lock head that you want to use. Now the head you can put at different angles. I'm running mine in landscape, so I've put mine down here, so you press that in, click it in, you hear it click, you just send it. It works fantastic. You want to take it off, you just press that, flip it off like that. If you want to put it in portrait mode, which the phone does work better in portrait mode on cars and bikes, I will say that. It's the same system, but you would put this around to the side. The same thing applies for all quad locks. It's a good, simple system. They've done a really good job with designing this, to be honest. How is the mounting system on the quad lock? Pretty bloody good, to be honest. I put these through the absolute ringer, ridden these off-road a lot, and they have been fantastic. They clip on really secure. They do a good job. However, if you're doing crazy stuff off-road, you can get them to fall off. I've had them fall off, I think, 3 times now. Once, I think it's because I didn't click it on properly. The other 2, I'm not so sure. In any case, it came off, which is not ideal at all. Twice on the V-Strom recently, fallen off. Thankfully, it wasn't broken. So if you are on a light adventure bike or like to get really silly on big adventure bikes and you get rough off-road, yeah, just be where they can fall off, and make sure you really got it clicked in properly, because what's happening is they just move around so much, I think that just wiggles loose a bit. So something to be wary of. If you're doing normal adventure bike riding or riding on the road, it's never going to come off. If it does, you've hit it or done something wrong. So the mounting system is fantastic. So how have they worn, and how is the build quality? The build quality overall is fantastic. I've had a little bit of wear just around the lugs here on them, and then also on my old phone case. I found that the lugs just in here did wear a little bit, so it's quite sloppy and loose. I think that's because I was doing a lot of silly off-road stuff, and it was on my KLR, which vibrates a lot. I haven't had the problem with this bike yet, which is a bit smoother, and on the new phone case for the Pixel 7 Pro. I do want to try out the mag lock, because I think they do snap in that bit more securely, and then it's got the magnet on the back as well, so it wouldn't move as much. I'm yet to try that. Put it down in the comments below if you have tried the mag lock, and let other people know, because I'm curious, because I haven't had the experience with them yet. I did manage to break an arm on one quad lock. It wasn't my quad lock, that's why I don't have an arm on this one anymore, so I put my arm on theirs. I don't know how old or brittle theirs was. It didn't look as new as mine. So this actually came on my KTM Super Duke and is several years old and looks to be absolutely brand new still. And the same with my mirror mount, that's about 2 years old now, and it looks absolutely new. The mirror mount in particular, there's nothing to go wrong. It's just literally this little clasp here, and then your quad lock on top of it. So there's no real moving parts. That will pretty well last forever, unless you're leaving your bike out in the sun all the time, and your bike's probably going to deteriorate before the quad lock then, in any case. You can replace the actual quad lock separately. So if it does chew out, or you break it, or something happens, you can replace that separately. I think it's about $25 or less. I'm not sure, I'll put it up on the screen. Or you can replace it with a mag lock as well. Customer service wise, they have been fantastic. We had an issue with one of the ones in our car. So in the car, we had the suction cup. It just wouldn't hold any suction, so I sent them an email, and they just sent me a whole new one. Look, they want a proof and everything like that. They wanted the receipt, and show that I've tried to do everything they said. They wanted me to clean it and show that it was falling off. I was able to provide that, no dramas at all. They sent me a new one in the box, so they seem to stand by their products, which is really good to see. Let's talk about the case. The case is fantastic. On my wife's iPhone and my 2 Pixels, they have been great. Yes, it does make it a bit bulkier and adds a bit of weight, so that is something to be wary about if you like a really slim phone. But man, these things, they're absolute tanks. I am very rude on my phones. I drop them all the time. Not on purpose, it just happens. Like on the concrete, it's fallen off when riding at like 60, 70 kilometers per hour, and it's undamaged. It's like new underneath. So the cases are absolutely fantastic. So I know you'd be worrying, you're like, yes, I'm getting the mount, but am I getting a good case? The cases are very good. So should you buy a quad lock? Look, I've been really happy with mine. So I'm going to say yes, you should buy one. If you think about mounting a phone onto your motorcycle, I know some people don't want to do that. They go, motorbike riding to get away from technology, I completely understand, but I've got a busy mind and I like to have music running when I'm riding to a destination on like roads or to or from work. I'll listen to a podcast. You can change everything, your music and that up on here, and you can charge your phone really easily. So I like having one, and these are very good quality. Just be wary if you're doing crazy stuff off-road. When you're in landscape mode, I think it's landscape mode that's more of a problem because it's wider and these phones are quite heavy. It may come off when you're doing proper crazy stuff. If you're just riding on the road normally or doing standard adventure bike riding, I don't think you will ever have an issue. They're a really good product. It can get quite expensive when you buy all these different mounts. Ideally, you only need one mount and a case. But if you do then want to get the Mag-Lock case and a vibration dampener on top, you're looking at about $160, I would say. Maybe look for a sale or to shop around, because they do go on sale every now and again, or give you like 10% off, and every little bit helps. So in summary, I definitely recommend Quad-Lock. They've done a very good job with these. What I want to know from you is, what phone mounting system are you using and what do you think of it? Put it in the comments below and let us all know. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. If you haven't, make sure you click that subscribe button and keep it on the back wheel. Catches.